Hey guys, welcome back, and we're on a new live episode. This is like episode 152 now. We've done that many, and we're actually on a continuing a series from Harry Potter called Hedwig's Theme. This is part 4. It's pretty intense, a lot of notes, and as you can see here, we are a little bit halfway through this. At this point, it gets a bit more dense. I'm looking at this yellow track over here on top. As you can see, we have about, I think, 76 measures to go. So that's where we're at. I'm going to actually do a shortcut of the preview from where we left off last time, just to save some time. I usually play it from the beginning, but I feel like that's a few minutes that we can save. So let's go ahead and play from I think it was 75. So let's go ahead and stop the music in the background here. This is where I have some the score that we can follow along with, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think this is where the music with the horns is. Okay, so let's go ahead and press play, and we'll go from there. I'll put the volume up just a bit so you can hear that better. Sorry about that. Okay, and that's kind of where we are. At the last page, I think we got the brass, we got most of the strings in. Now we're working on woodwinds and percussion. So that's where we're at. We're just going to finish off this phrase at, what measure is that saying? 136? Okay, so that's where we are. By the way, for those who are watching, if you guys are enjoying the content, please do like the videos, subscribe if you haven't already. Any help goes a long way. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on what we were talking about earlier. We're going to finish off the woodwinds around, looks like measure 128 to 136. Now, I started it last time, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and solo our piccolo and oboe here. Good. You know what? Let me do one thing too. I'm just going to check my headphone volume here. Yeah, it's a little bit quiet. Okay, I'm going to bring that up for myself. And if you guys are also having trouble hearing that, it's going to get loud pretty quickly, but for what we're doing here, we just got to make sure that we can hear everything. So if you're having problems hearing any of the instruments, let me know. We're at full blast right now at 6 dBs on our monitors here, but I can figure out other ways to make it louder. Okay, so as I was saying before, we were kind of previewing this piccolo. Now the piccolo and oboe is what I would say is the top line of the woodwind trio, or what do you want to say, is of the 3-part line that is happening here. There's 3 parts, I believe. There might be like an octave below somewhere with maybe clarinet or something. or oboe. I'm not sure. Looks like from what I'm seeing at least, is the flute in the low oboe part 2, second oboe, and part 3 as well. Anyways, so that is something we'll need to kind of dissect as we do this. I'm gonna assume most of my notes are accurate for the first part. So what we'll do is just kind of analyze what other parts have the first parts on there. So we have this note with the A, and then I'm thinking this flute is also an octave higher. Excuse me. And then we go to E, F, E, which is interesting. Whereas the second flute goes higher than the oboe part, but not higher than the piccolo part, as it's octave transposed. So that's interesting. So flute 1 and 2 are the other parts. Let's see. Clarinet, probably the third part, is going to be doubling with oboe 1 and piccolo here. So what we'll do is just do a quick copy and paste. I think I'm just going to also browse, make sure that's the case. In this measure, though, it looks like it changes. So instead of going to where it should be a F concert pitch, over here it's saying a C sharp concert pitch. So that's kind of interesting. At least for the first measure, let's do that. Let's put the clarinet down. So we have this oboe part starting, I guess, is here. We'll put that in clarinet 3. Now, I forget. Sometimes I assign, if I have 2 clarinet tracks, I'll assign clarinet 1 to clarinet 1 in my DAW, but sometimes I flip it. So what do I have here? I got a little run on F sharp, or I mean, this is transposed, but yeah, all the way up. And then for some reason, I have notes on the other one. That's interesting. Why is that? Did I misread this from last time? Looks like maybe I put this half note thing in the wrong spot, or in a different voicing. It should be bassoon, but I put it in clarinet, I think. That's a little wild. So let's fix that. Yeah, that's weird. Let me just go on the other page real quick and see if that's the case. Either that or I'm on the wrong measure altogether. No? Okay, yeah. So something's a little bit wonky here. I think I might have flipped a few of these notes to the wrong instrument. So this should be over here on bassoon. All right, you got the E's, and then also in a contra bassoon. So that's a quick fix. I'm not sure about the notes previous, but let's just do that much. So we got the E to the, I believe it was the A at the next measure. So, oops. Something like that. And I do apologize for those who might be sensitive to light. I will flip back and forth on the big screen. And then sometimes I do like a half split as well. But if that's a problem, I'll try to warn you ahead of time so you can kind of cover your eyes there for a second. But yeah, for what I'm seeing, yeah, there was an A. Okay, so all of this I need to fix. I'm kind of bummed that I got that wrong. It happens, but let's see what we can do to get this going quickly. So over here we have the bassoon, and we might want to put on 2 bassoon, but because I just did on bassoon 1, or a solo bassoon. I'll have to think about that. Okay, so on this one we have, okay, so we just put a louder hit, like something like that. It's a little bit quiet, but with everything else it adds up. Let's listen to this one as well. Okay, so this can go up just a bit more as well. I'm going to move this. I mentioned maybe we should put it on this line. So let's do that. So we have this hit, and then this bassoon line, contrabassoon line I should say, is I think doubling with our bassoon here. No, it's not fully, but at least for the first 2 measures, 3 measures, it does. So we'll have to get that going as well. Let's just cut this right there. All right. And then bassoon. So that's another line we'll have to work on. But let's see the volume on this. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I see. Something jump. And then this one, just kind of smooth that out. Cool. And maybe we level that as well for now. Oops. Okay. So there's that. Let's hear it again in context. Cool. Sounds great. I love that design that they do here, or what John Williams does here. I think one other thing I want to check real quick is that clarinet part preceding this measure. So which is right here. Let's see what the clarinet does. So clarinet hits short notes on that on beat 4, or is it beat 3? Beat 3. Is it 4 beats a measure? I think it's 4 beats a measure, or 2 beats. So over here, we got tenuto hit. Yeah. So this one's right. I think. Let me just double check that. Bum. So it's actually disconnected. There's 2 eighth note rests after that. So rather than tenutoing it, maybe we do a staccato. Like that. A little bit louder. Okay. Small details. Cool. All right. Moving to where we were right before. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to just copy over, was it just like the first measure or so with clarinet, but then I got distracted because I noticed that I had some wrong notes here. So now that we fixed that, let's put the clarinet 3 part down on this clarinet solo. That's what I'll do. So on the clarinet solo, we have... Okay, and then let's just double check. I'm going to go back to this page here. And as you can see, we have dun 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 dun. Okay, but after that measure, it doesn't go with the oboe 1 anymore, or the piccolo. So that's where I'm at. Right? Okay. Yeah, so that sounds good. So which clarinet does it exchange over to is a question, if that's the case. Well, so oboe 1 is right here. We got the Ds. So is there a line here? It looks like the clarinet 2 switches over to the D, which is very interesting. I'm just thinking out loud. Let's see here. Bum ba da dun 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 dun. Maybe I even get this part. So second measure is not matching with oboe. So I take that back. So it's not the third measure. It's actually the second measure where it flips. It flip flops. So then oboe 1 actually on this measure 129 is where clarinet, maybe clarinet 2, clarinet. I don't think any of the clarinets actually double with oboe 1, because there should be an E, and I'm not seeing an E anywhere. Okay, so maybe it's a 4-part. In this case, it gets confusing, and a lot of the times when you're doing so, you're kind of analyzing the score and inputting at the same time. So that's where I'm at right now. A little bit tricky. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna plug in all these notes for clarinet. How about that? And I'll actually get some more real estate that way. And maybe, yeah, we just kind of shift them down, because for the most part, the movement's the same. All the rhythms are in like a polyphonic movement. Is that the right word? Or homophonic movement, I believe. So if that's the case, let me do this. So I'm going to go half screen this. And what even better is taking my previous copy and paste and doing one better, just doing the entire thing. So whoop, like that. And we know that the first measure is good, but the second measure is where it veers off. So let's just change them as we go. And this will be just a more up and down kind of thing. So this would be that. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of play it along as we go. So I'm going to solo these instruments. And let's go back to our Clarinet 3. Okay, let's see how that sounds. Good. And also, there should be a note right here. Going back to 128. At the very start, it should be an A. Yep. There you go. Okay. All right, so this part is where we're at, right? So we're transposing this. B, D, B. B, D sharp. It should be C sharp, excuse me. Okay, well, there goes my transposition. Okay, so then on the second beat, yes, second beat we have this D natural, which then becomes C natural. Aha, that's what I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking this is, this note at the start of that measure was a C sharp for some reason. Let me just go back to our oboe again. Now that I'm saying the right notes, that's interesting. There's a B flat, B flat. So I don't know if there's any instruments here that are actually playing this. Okay, so Clarinet 3 is on its own, it sounds like here. Okay, and you might want to bring that down in volume just a little bit too at some point. So we'll do that. Okay, going back. Maybe I'll also get rid of this. Okay, and then we got all the articulation set, which is nice about this Woodwind library that I'm using, Cinemax Studio Woodwinds. Great library for this kind of stuff. So I'm on this measure now, right over here. This is B. Okay, so now these arpeggio notes, we go down. And we're just going to transpose this as we go. Oh, you know what? One other thing. I'm going to turn this guy off. Okay, cool. So yeah, all of that is working as it should. Maybe I'll switch that articulation to maybe a shorter note. Okay. Although that last one is not right, it should be a F natural. There you go. Okay, moving on. Okay, and I'll just keep going. I like that instant gratification that this gives you, where you can just press play, make sure you're in the right vicinity. It's good check and bounce. Yep. Okay, so this is a B natural. Okay, here we go. Good. And then this one here, I think it could use a little bit more, although some of the other notes previous is a little too loud. So maybe just overall, I'll bring this down. Okay. All right, moving to the next page with Clarinet 3, right? Clarinet 3, moving and zooming as we go. So this is the next measure, 132. And I'm really zoomed in there, but I don't think I need to go that zoomed. I'm going to go over that much, and here we go. C. C, D flat. Okay. we'll check that phrase in a second. Oh, hello. Sometimes I get jumpy there. Okay. Next is A. Okay. So far, so good, I think. Oh, interesting. Look at this. This has a long note tied over with a short. And when I see this, this is always debatable as to whether you should. Well, it's two different notes. Okay, if they're the same note, I would be a little bit more confused on why the slur is there. Okay, never mind. So you got this, and then a. Okay, all right. Here's another arpeggio moment. You got your B flat. This is good practice on my eyes to transpose. The only time you do this is if you're like jazz transposing tunes on the spot. It's really hard. It's a good skill, but it's very specific. It's not something that you do all the time unless you have to. So, and I think reading conductor scores is another one of those times where you have to know how to transpose. So this is a great practice for that, even though it can be pretty exhausting and tedious, but I highly recommend it. So we got F. Man, that sounds so cool. I love how those woodwinds do those little arpeggios, and the sample library does a great job translating that over. So kudos on this library. So we have this little run. I don't know if you could have seen that earlier, but now you can. My head's not blocking it anymore. This G is a F. Okay, this is where it gets a little dicey because it's just really fast notes. So you got F, B flat, right? Yeah, okay. So then chromatic probably for the most part going up to the F and down. B. Okay, so oh yeah, actually that's right. I think up to that point is good. Let's listen to that phrase one more time. Okay, let's go to the next page. Is this the next page? I believe so. Okay, all right, and then the last phrase of the Clarinet 3 part. Zoom in. Okay, so we have G sharp, and then chromatically up to where your E natural, and one more note, actually F, back down. Yes? Okay, great. So that's what we'll do for now. And let's hear that in context all together. Whoa, that sounded weird. Okay, sounds great. So I think that's where we are more or less for the next like 20 minutes. Is we're just gonna be inputting all these tedious notes. Once you put all 4 parts in, I think we have 2 parts now. It's gonna sound amazing. But until then, it's a lot of work to get this programmed in, as you can see. So moving on, let's choose a different one. So we have what measure? 128. So we got to go back, I think, one more page. Yes. Okay. All right. And let's pick flute as our next one. How about that? So it looks like flute 1 and oboe 3 are also in some ways doubling, but in octaves. And I wonder if that changes. It looks like it. Let's see. These are non-transposing, right? Okay, sorry. I'm getting a little confused because the accidentals are weird. This is A sharp, whereas the oboe has a B flat. Anyways, these are not transposing, which is good. But yeah, so I did catch where it veers off. It looks like, at least for the first 2 measures, oboe 1, or excuse me, oboe 3 and flute 1 are the same. Let's look at clarinet. Clarinets 1 and 2 with the flute 1 and 2. See if they're doubling. I don't think so. Already they're different notes. Let's see. Okay. I think, that is really tricky. So what it looks like is clarinet 1, and oboe 1, sorry, clarinet 2 and oboe 1 are the same. And next measure, it more or less is the same. Yes. Okay. Again, I'm looking at clarinet 2 and oboe 1. Though that's also the same. So yeah, I might want to start there, oboe 1 instead of flutes for now. Just kind of so we have a game plan of what doubles, what doesn't. This one is tricky because I said clarinet 2 and oboe 1. All of a sudden, it shifts and it doesn't go back down. It actually changes voices. So now oboe 2 is doubling with clarinet 2. And then, wow, this is wild. I'm just seeing it, what we could do to save some time here with any copying. But I guess we're going to have to just do it the old-fashioned way here. Let's do oboe, and then I think we can kind of copy some of that over to clarinet 2. But wow, this is a lot of work. Let's go and put this in. So we have this line, which is oboe. So oboe 3, I believe. Now we're going to put this into oboe 1 and 2. And normally, let's see how I should do this one. Yeah, normally I would put this together. How should I do this? Because I've been separating these two as well. So maybe what I'll do, I'll do the same thing. Actually, yeah, let's keep this. And then I'll delete this. Keep that going. Change the color. We'll call this oboe 2, oboe 1. And then this one is really oboe 3, which is kind of confusing because it should be like right here. So maybe I'll do that. Same thing, though. Oboe 1 and 2 is doubled, so to speak. This is kind of confusing me because the way I've done it is 2 and 3, but the 1 and 2 are the ones that are doing this. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to delete all this. Anything else over here, I'll delete this. And then we have two separate events that we can use for our oboes. So, oh yeah, speaking of which, this one here can, let's see, change up as well. Trying to think what happens here. Oboe 3, oboe 1. Yeah, it's all over the place. Okay, I think I know what I did here. That should have a C. Okay, this is all over the place, but it's okay. This is what, it gets messy like this sometimes. So you have this A. On this one, I'm going to delete it. Okay, so now we have this split in a way where we can change the notes on the fly. So let's just strong arm this. This is tricky because oboe 1 is playing here. Oboe 2 then is playing something different, right? Okay, so we got oboe 1 in already. What we need to do is oboe 2. So oboe 2 is basically a third below all of that. So I can probably just do that and see if that works. But here it changes. Oh, even, let's see here, oboe 2. Oh, I must have looked at a different part. My bad. It's not a third below. It's actually a fifth below. Yes, okay. Fifth below that. Like this. Okay, so then let's listen to how that would sound. Good. Oboe solo, oboe 3. Did I? And I didn't do that yet. So I also have to delete. Well, actually, we'll keep that one. We'll keep that one. I'm confusing myself a little bit because of all these parts. It was Clarinet 3 that I was thinking of that had a different part there. So, okay. Anyways. Okay. So, here we go. So this is oboe 2. G sharp A. Which is nice is you don't have to transpose. Makes your life easier. So I'm hoping that there isn't more of this on the next pages where it splits. My guess though is we might actually have to run into more of this, which can be quite the detective work, as you can see. G sharp A. K F. Okay, let's listen to that much. Cool. And if we're at just solo our oboe 2 part, it sounds kind of like this. Good, good, good. And, you know, sometimes some of these notes can be shorter depending on just the instrument. Sometimes the oboe might be a little longer played. I kind of like just a little variation of that. Okay, so moving on. We got the little arpeggio note there. And here we go. This is the last measure. I'm going to slide that over so you can see. I'm looking at oboe 2, which is this one, right? Okay, I'm hoping I didn't look at the wrong line. Nope, I didn't. Okay, good. So I'm actually way down here on that note. C, Okay, and with everything else. Sounds great. Cool. Let's get that in your ears a little bit. And then after that, D, is it D sharp? Yep. Let's go to the next page. E, I'm going to zoom in just a little more so you can see that better. E flat. Okay. Sorry, I mean, sounds good in my ears. I believe all the notes are right. It's good to check though. D flat. F. B. B flat. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, good. A. G sharp A. Right? Okay, next. Then you have this little arpeggio. I get sometimes confused which line is the oboe, which one's the flute. Okay, so this is here. All right. A. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Yeah, so right here. I think I moved that up on accident. Okay, so that's your C, E, A, C, D. Okay, good. And then after that little fiasco, you have this. Or this is the fiasco, I should say. Okay, so B flat, but is it that B flat? No, it's this B flat. Okay, and that looks good. I bet the next page is also right. But I do have to zoom out and zoom in to see it. So you have this G sharp here. Yeah, all in octaves. Great. So oboe 2 is done. Yes. The only thing is that I'm missing. No, that's right. Wow, that's a big jump from that D. You go down to this B flat, all in the 16th note. Interesting. Okay, so let's go to oboe 3. That's where I was really confused because I was thinking, oh, I thought I did oboe 3, but no, that was clarinet 3. So once we get oboe 3 done, all the oboes will be out of the way. And hopefully we can find more patterns that double each other there, but we will see. So on 128, we're looking at oboe 3. And as you can see here, we have A as our first note. So like all these notes here and onwards, I'm thinking I need to bring it down a little bit. Maybe I'll just highlight all these notes right now. Kind of get in the right vicinity. So that it should be this A, A3. And okay. All right, and this is where it gets a little dicier. That's right, actually. B flat, B natural. And yeah, I might just have to go through each one like this, every part, note for note. All right, and then C. Okay, and then this needs to go up to E, G, or E, A. Sorry if you can't see that. E, A, G sharp. Okay, let's put it together from there. Let me just zoom out, zoom back in. Here is the next page. Okay. All right. Next phrase, 132, we have A. Good. Go down. C. B flat, A, B flat. Good, good, good. F, B flat, D flat, E natural, and F. Okay. All right. So there's that. We're almost to this fiasco part. So you have the E, and then it goes down to A3. I'll kind of zoom over. Okay, and then this is down to an F, which is interesting. After the F, though, it goes way down to B flat. Okay, let's see if that doubles with anyone else real quick. It's not looking like it. Well, actually, it is. So it looks like we're in octaves for most of these instruments. Is that right? Even with the piccolo? Oh, okay. We are. And piccolo's playing an octave higher, actually, but okay, interesting. So that's something to notice. Okay, so let's just double check the ending of that. So the ending of oboe 3, we have G sharp. Yeah, I believe that's correct as well, which is right here or here. Looking at oboe 3, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so that's right. Okay, so then oboe 3 is good. We got flutes all to do and upper top clarinets. So let's see here. This is a little funky because I said 2 and 3 here, but this is actually really 1 and 2 for this part. I'm not sure why I've been flipping them. It's kind of concerning, actually. Let's see here. I mean, I guess there's slightly sonic differences if you put, you know, like a 1 clarinet, a solo clarinet versus a 2 clarinet in the voices here, but that's kind of what I did. I just went on a whim, I guess. So that is going to be a little confusing. Let's see here. Clarinet 1 is playing all this, right? So clarinet 2 then is playing that in unison. I'm assuming we could probably move this. So I say clarinet 3. Why don't we... I'm just thinking out loud. Should I do that for the oboes as well? I guess if I were to do this, I might have to rearrange all this too, but should I do that? So it's less confusing overall. So if I were to, let's see. So I would have to move this down basically to here. And I could do that. I'm just, maybe we do that. Okay, so I'm going to flip some things around. And hello, why is this muted? Okay, so if I were to do that, this one would have to be rerouted over to here, basically. Yeah? But then I'm really confusing myself because this was normally up here. So this would have been voice 1. And now I'm flipping and flopping, and it's getting really confusing. So maybe I kind of keep it the same scheme is what I'm thinking here. So like we call this 2, we call this 3. And for the solo voice, which would be this one, I think, just move that up and call it good. So that's oboe 1, I believe. Okay, and that's probably oboe 3. So if we move this over again, I think we got it. Yeah. But the thing is, all the MIDI stuff is over on this voice. So what I probably should do is grab all of this. It might be easier to see it like this, actually. Grab all of this. Okay, and cut it. And then put it into this one. That makes sense. And then also these top voices here. I'm just going to flip them. Oh, and even this right here. Let's go ahead and cut that. And we'll put this over to here. Okay. And we should be back to where we were. In this scheme, it's a little bit easier to keep track of. So it's kind of a shame, though. You can't really hear all these intricacies of the woodwind, and that's sort of how it goes sometimes when you're doing this. Is it gets overpowered, and it's kind of a shame to not be able to hear that. Okay, I think we're good. So I got this wrapped around my head a little bit better now. We'll go ahead and do flutes. I'll start there. Flutes 1 and 2 now. Or actually, I should say 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 is harmonizing underneath what looks like the piccolos. So let's go ahead and put that in. I think I'll just grab one of these guys, copy it down like this. All right, so our flute 2 is right here. And I was going to say, man, if I can work a little faster, I would say I could copy the oboe part, but I could probably go just as fast just moving this to its right spot. So yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and solo all our existing instruments so far, and kind of see how that would sound all together. So we have this one here, and I think I went a little too fast. I have these notes not in the right spot. I should be looking at flute 2, but I was looking at flute 3 for some reason. So flute 2 should be pretty high up there. Is it that? It's actually down here. Okay. So somehow I'm looking at wrong line. Okay, here we go. There's your D, E. Okay. So did I get that right? No, this should be a B. That's why. Okay, now that sounds better. So you got C sharp, D, C sharp, C, B, C, C. Okay, and we continue. So A, D, E, and F. Yeah, sounds good. Um, D, E flat, D. Oh, and then let's move over here. So on this last, you have E way down here. A, B. Cool. Now, I have it as a marcato, but to me, it makes more sense to do tenuto. That's interesting how I had that articulation set there. So I'm going to change that maybe to all of these, at least in the flutes. Okay, so moving on. Next page. We are looking at flute 2, measure 132 now. We have E flats. Then that should be D flat. Excuse me, let's see here. Is that right? Yeah, it is. So we're going down now. Okay, I see. Okay. Something's not right. Oh, okay. I think I skipped a measure, so I should be looking here. And somehow I went to the next measure, so it should be C. C. Okay, that's what I did wrong. It's like something's not right here. A. Oops. No, that's a C. And then that goes to B. Good. E flat. And we're back to normal here. Right? Okay, good. All right, now we're on one of these arpeggios, so let's find the right notes. Should be D flat, F. Man, it is so hard to read some of these notes sometimes, so blurry. But this is one way to do it, at least. It's kind of a messy way, but it works. Especially if you guys can see this too with me. That really helps. So then you have this right here. C, E, A, C, E, A, C, D, D natural. Okay, now we can move along to where the run is. It looks like the run is the same, so it's just B flat unison. Let's look at the next line just to make sure. Then you have a G sharp, and it goes back down to B flat. Okay, great. All right, so flute 1 is done. Now let's add flute 3 on here. So we're using the same articulations. Here we go. But this time we're moving and shifting the notes over. So now that we got top voice of this part, now we can go to the bottom of that. I'll move this up just a bit. You got A. Is it A4? A4, yeah. Okay. A sharp, that's correct. And then back to E natural, G sharp, A. Okay. D, F, A, C sharp, D. Okay. And then we have this A, B flat, A, E. Actually, that's just C. C, E, G sharp. Let's listen again. Good. Okay. Next page. Zoom out to zoom in. Okay, so bottom voice of the flute line right there, which is your A. Okay, and then it resolves to the little G sharp to A. Oh, that's interesting how it goes up like that on the second time. Okay, so what we got? This is a C to B flat, A, B flat. Okay, and then arpeggio here, B flat, D flat, F, A natural, B flat. What is this? B flat, A, G sharp, and A. And then what would this be? You go back down to A. Okay, so there's that. And then the rest is the same. Cool. All right, it's like the carnival or the circus. All right, so then we need to put in clarinets, and I think that would be all of the woodwinds. Actually, I lie. There's also bassoon with the tenor clef that we'll need to transpose in, but once we're done with woodwinds percussion, and then we can call this section good. But yeah, it's a lot of work, right? So with that, you have the clarinets. Now that I split these up a lot better in my head, at least on how things should be performed in. Let me just double check how I've done this so far. So, look at that. For the most part, we're good. Sometimes with these doubling tracks on the same patch, you just have to be vigilant not to add any MIDI data because it'll fight each other, and you don't want that to happen. I think we're good. So the clarinet 2 is going to be catching the MIDI data of clarinet 3 here. So I'm actually going to delete this clarinet 3 part actually, because all of this is going to come back anyways when I copy some of this over. For instance, I should probably make a rule for myself. If I am going to follow this, I should put all of this in on the second voice where all the MIDI CC data is. And yeah, we should be good. So maybe I'll start there. I'm going to actually go backwards and do clarinet 2 now. Clarinet 2 and clarinet 1 afterwards. So what we'll do is we'll take... I'm hoping there was a line somewhere here that I could just copy over, but it's not looking like that. F sharp, E natural. I mean, I guess the oboe 1 here, but I remember it changes over. So from the second measure, G, which is actually F, that is oboe 1. Good. Oh, that would be so nice. Okay. I think I might have found at least for 3 measures the same notes of clarinet 2 with oboe 1. So let's just do that much. This will save me a couple minutes maybe. So this is clarinet 2. Yeah. Okay, and then I drop down, which is interesting in the volume. Anywho. Okay, so we're good on that. We have all our MIDI data, and for the first, two measures I mentioned, it's about the same. So let's do this. Let's take all our woodwinds, solo that for now. Here we go. Okay, so then after that D, which is right here, this measure, clarinet 2, yep. Then we have all of this stuff. We have the notes changing. And because they're changing, you have to start fresh again. Looks like we have a friend. History stuff. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Thanks for saying hi. So we have G sharp and transposing that B to an A. Okay, well, sounds good. And moving on, we just keep doing our thing. So then you have your F, A flat, F sharp, F in this case, E. Okay, and then we have, I have to just keep myself in check. I'm looking at clarinet 2, right? So clarinet 2 up until here was good. And now I gotta keep looking down on the second voice, which would be there. Okay, so we're almost there. So we got this, C, D sharp. Okay, moving on. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, history stuff. I just saw your donation there. That means a lot. Hope you're getting a lot out of it too, as well. Just by the way, if there's anything that could help while I'm doing this, if any changes or explanations, let me know. If you have any questions, we can go through some of that. So we have this clarinet 2 parts going to E, E, like that, and then G. Oh, okay. I keep looking to the first clarinet voice, but for that, let's see. I might have to come back, just double check. So we have this. Okay, this goes down to C. Okay. And then now we're back to normal. Should be E flat. Is that right? E flat? Okay. I'm going to solo that. Okay, good. D flat. D flat. History stuff is asking, what's your profession? I'm a film composer. This is all I do. So this live stream stuff is kind of a playground for me, because then I can, take a step away from what I normally do, and can kind of sit down and analyze some other people's music as well, and it's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Okay, so there you go. You got your F, B flat, D flat, E, F. E natural. Okay. E, A, C, E. So this is F sharp, right? Okay. And F. Okay. So clarinet, clarinet 2. Uh-oh, did I I think I keep going to clarinet 1 for some reason. So let me just double check something here. Oh, crap. I think I was doing the parts of clarinet 1 on this, so I'm going to, maybe I'll copy that so that I can use that for the clarinet 1 part eventually. But this is like a third below everything, so let's do that. F, B flat, C, D flat. Okay, good. C, B, C. Okay. All right, and then that bottom voice is an F. Okay, and then clarinet. This is a interesting one. It's still starting on that B flat, but it looks like it's an octave lower. So clarinet 2 is more or less done. Let me just check the ending on that. It should be ending on, it starts on a G sharp and it ends on a G. Is that right? Oh, no, that's a C. Sorry, a B flat or A sharp. I believe that's right. A sharp, yeah. Okay, so we're good on that one. Now we can go back and do the clarinet. I did mention it would be nice to copy and paste some of these notes that I got in last time, so I'll kind of put that there in the stratosphere. And then let's take another line. Maybe I'll just copy this and put it over here. Okay, this is my clarinet part. Clarinet 1 part, I should say. So we'll zoom out, zoom to the next parts. Okay, so this is 128 and clarinet 1. And I think after this is just bassoon. All right, and then cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Hey man, I don't know who keeps doing this, but I'm gonna have to block you. Okay, so 128, clarinet 1. All right. Okay, top voice. This should be quick. Only thing, oh yeah, okay, so this is that part that I was talking about. I'm gonna delete this, like so, and we'll put this, we'll put that bottom voice in there. One more octave. Okay. 128, clarinet 1. So we have A, something like that. Okay, so let's listen to just the woodwind part. Okay, so that one is good. Let's keep moving, shall we? So we have this at G sharp, A. This is a B flat, and D flat. Yeah, that's right. A, G sharp, A. E natural, F. Okay, let's see here. Now, I won't be messing up as much because I'm looking at the top line. For some reason, my eye likes to go there anyways, so this is easier. So you have B, A. Now, this one looks kind of funky to me. I think that's saying D sharp, but transposing to a C sharp. Oh, sorry. This one should go to D, I believe. Let's just see. That's 3 ledger lines, right? 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's a D, but transposed to a E to a transposed to a D. All right. And then next we have E. Let me just solo the woodwinds. Okay, oops. Okay, so we got a little bit. I actually noticed one detail that I missed on some of these other ones. There's a trill on all of these woodwinds. I just realized. So we're gonna have to change that up on all the woodwinds, which is not too much work, I would say, but we do need to change all of that. So E, E, A, G sharp. Okay. Huh. Good catch on my part, huh? Oh man. Okay. Even the bassoons are doing it, which is cool. I don't think the other instruments do that. Let me just double check. So these are your violins down here and your strings. Yeah. So we don't, but at some point I'll come back around and fix that. So at 131 we have to do trills. Okay. Next measure. So we have clarinet 1. Oops. Right over here. At least these two measures are different, so let's move those over. So we got A, yeah, okay, that's good. Oops, yeah, that's right. And then cool. Okay, and let's just double check those notes. I did do that earlier on the wrong voice, but it looks good. Dun dun dun. F sharp, yep, okay. And then over here we have that arpeggio, E, A, C, E, yep, and F. Okay, and then we go down. So clarinets are done, and then last but not least, bassoon. So I have it in bassoon on this track, bassoon 2. So let's have a look-see here. Yeah, so it's quite a bit of a hit there. I feel like it could even crescendo more though, right here, something like this. Oops. Oh, I don't know what just happened, but let me go back to where I was over here. Something like that. So after we hit that, we need to maybe go down again, something more gradual. Okay, good. So let's listen. Okay, so it cuts off around here where I don't have any notes. So at this part, we have notes up to here apparently at 130. So it should just be a short note. Okay. All right, and then we have some tenor clef notes. Did I put that in earlier? I must have, because this is looking okay. So we have a, yeah, I think so. Tenor clef always trips me up because I get so good at alto clef, then when I do tenor, I'm like, oh, it flips my brain again. So when I see a B, it's really an A. But it's an A above C3, isn't it? So yeah, with alto clef, it's the opposite. That note would actually be below. Anyways, I don't want. I always have to think which direction. Anyways, this racks my brain. So you have A, your C. Yep, C3, E. Okay, so this is good. Okay, and I am doing staccato. That's good. Let's just bring that up. Okay, that marcato is weak sauce. Oh, that's not a marcato. We'll start adding the changes here. So this is a trill, and we're gonna add this trill as a It says a trill natural. I'm assuming that trill natural means a half trill. Okay, good. So then we could shorten that just a bit. Okay, good. Something like that. Let's go to the next measure. Sorry. There we go. So I hit the A. I drop out. That's weird. I thought it would play more with the bassoon, but that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, then we add more here. So these arpeggios only play on those fourth beats, which is interesting. So maybe I'll take one of these lines. Maybe, yeah, just that. And then I'll copy that over here. And let's see how this goes. So this is tenor clef, right? Here we go. This would be B flats, D flats, F. Is that right? F, E flat, E flat. Yeah. Okay. And then A. Okay. So that sounds right to me. Oh man, B flat. Okay, yeah. So then let's take this over here to the next part. And then this line here would be an A natural, I guess. So chromatically down. Like so. Whoops. Well, hello. It's saving. Once we save, I'll solo the woodwind. And let's hear how this sounds with a bassoon. Okay. Solo the bassoon. Yeah. Okay. So after that, what happens? So let's go to the next page. There's a rest. And let's zoom in. I think I put those in already, which makes it easy. So you have, oh, this is bass clef again. Okay, good. And we're done. Okay, so that is the woodwind, or those are the woodwind notes. Sounds great, I think. Let's just double check one more time, shall we? See, sit back and enjoy the hard work we just put in to all these measures. That's about 8 measures. Yeah, that's pretty good balance too, for the most part. Okay, so I did forget one crucial thing, which is all of these, besides the contrabassoon, need to be trilling. I did mention I should fix all of that. So let's go back here real quick and see where that measure was. I think it's 131 here. Okay, so let's find all the trills that need to be half trilled, and then the trills that need to be fully trilled. So maybe we do like process of elimination. So all of them are half trilled besides the piccolo and our, what was that, oboe? Oboe 1 and 2. Oh, and oboe 3, interestingly enough. Is that a mistake? I feel like, I guess, yeah, this is kind of weird because a trill, oh, I see. There's also a trill down here. So it's just the top voice for flute 1. But then I'm not seeing a half trill for oboe 1. And they're playing the same notes, so that's kind of confusing. I mean, let's see. We can kind of just think about this as a chord. So if we're looking at this chord, this is a diminished, or is a G sharp minor chord, it looks like. So, and a G sharp minor chord, let's say in the key of what? In the key of A minor? I think it's in the key of A minor. So if we're just using that as a guide, we can sort of just kind of do our own thing, can't we? So like we have to move all this, and let's start trilling. So we're going to go here, trill. That one's already there. Trill. Okay, this one. Trill. 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 Okay, so oops. I think I missed one here or two. This one. What is this? Oboe 2. Okay. So this one and this one needs to be, you guessed it, trill. Okay. All right. So then what else? This one? This one also needs to be trilled. And I think we got it. Maybe not. This one too. Trill. Oh, one more. Trill. Hey, Sam. How's it going? You get to see me trill stuff. Okay, so I think I passed one other trill. Or articulation to trill. Okay, so all of these are set. I think, man, that's a lot of instruments. So over here, we're going to be figuring out what is trilling halfway and what is not. So I'm assuming this one you trill full, like a major trill as opposed to a minor trill. The G, yeah, that makes sense to do a half trill. I would assume this one is also a half trill. So then the only one that isn't is the B's. Okay, and I think that sounds good. So let's go back and hear that in context. Sounds awesome. Okay, now let's listen to it with everything else. Oh, sorry. Sometimes my computer whacks out here. Yeah, it's whacking out again. But also, it's so hard to hear this kind of stuff. It's there, it's present, it's adding energy, but you just can't hear it clearly, and that's sort of more of a mixed thing, I think. But also, that's just how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. It's fun for the players to play, but it sucks that you can't hear everything individually so much, and that's just how it goes sometimes with big orchestral works. But I mean, yeah, we could bring it up a little bit, maybe. I think it's okay though. I mean, you can still hear. I just, it's a shame that you miss those details sometimes. Here's the actual recording. Let's do this. Let's listen to what we just heard and compare it to the real thing. This is I think the London Symphony Orchestra. Right, it's the same thing. You can't really hear the woodwinds. I mean, every now and then you can. It's also really loud, so I apologize if that was blasting your ears. I'm gonna bring that down just a little bit. Anyways, bass is really present. Trumpets, of course, and then we're missing a whole percussion section. But let's listen now to this sample library. Okay, yeah, not bad. I feel like maybe after listening to that recording, what we could do, let's go back and see the full screen, is just bump up some of the balance here, especially with our low instruments. Our bass instruments can be bumped up, let's say that much, maybe a little more. But yeah, especially this contrabassoon, I think can help. I'll bump that up as well as our bass and tuba. Let's try that much. So here's tuba, bump it up to 90-ish. This one, we need to make our own little plot right there. Okay, that might be better, something like that. Okay, and that tuba jumps quite down. I think this was right. Let me just double check that real quick. Let's see. Am I in the right spot? Oh, yeah, this is it right here. So that tuba is right here. And after that, E goes down to A. Yeah, that's right. And it goes down to this low A. And then back up. So that looks right. Maybe I need to just really emphasize this moment right there. Something like that. Maybe that's too much. Let's see. There you go. Okay. All right, let's add the percussion. So timpani will really help with the energy here. We do have a nice little roll here. We have a little roll, but let's see what if there is any timpani. I think there is. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I remember that from last time now. Yeah, so there's no timpani, at least on the next few measures. But let's see if it comes back. So on the next part, yeah, then it comes back on the next section. But that's later. Okay, so no timpani, but we do have a few things we're missing. I think tambourine was one, so let's do that. Tambourine. One more. Okay, so looking at the marks here, you have a suspended cymbal roll and tambourine. And who's who? Probably the top voice. This, what would be on treble clef A, or that second space, that's your tambourine. But I thought that was tambourine later with the jingle, but that is actually sleigh bells. Okay, so one thing you could do is you could double it. You could do a layer of tambourine and sleigh bells, or you could just do sleigh bells. I'm just thinking out loud how that would work. So I have, let's see. I actually really like the, let me pull an instance of contact here. Although last time I did this, kind of caused some issues. I'm a little nervous. Let's see what happens. As you can see, something with this session is just not jiving, but let's give it another minute and see what happens. Maybe contact 7 is a little weird. It could be, maybe I should do contact 8. Contact 8 player is all I have. But okay, so what was I trying to say? I gotta grab this and go to Spitfire Percussion. So Spitfire Orchestra, they kind of did this big upgrade, but I'm really liking their percussion library for certain things. Sleigh bells in particular. I've been writing a Christmas production library album, and it's been very useful actually to get some sleigh bells from this library. I just gotta remember which one's which. Is it even in here? Yes, I don't think I see it here. So which one was it from? It was unpitched. Maybe it's wood. So this one is just saying wood blocks, temple blocks, and claves. Huh. Traditional orchestra, contemporary hands and hits, metal clings. Oh man, it must be like toys or something. Okay, I see sleigh bells now. There you go. So I like this for a lot of my Christmas stuff I've been writing. So right, something like that. Sorry, my computer's lagging here. So the rhythm though is oops. Where's that rule? Interesting. Huh. I swear I have a different way to play this with the rules. But man, where is it then? If it's not toys, it might be a different, because there's another one that has a sleigh bell roll with the same instrument but just more options. Sam just asked me a question. When is the album library coming out? Oh, I mean, you know, with the libraries, you never know. Sometimes they're backed up with things. I'm still writing it though, so I haven't submitted it yet. In about a couple weeks, I'll be done writing it, and with all the stems and versions and all that stuff you have to deliver. So once that's delivered, it could be 2 months from there or something like that. When it does come out, I'll make an announcement for sure. Let's see. So I know there's another one, but I just can't seem to find it. Is it individual? It has to be this one. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little too nitpicky here, but I really want to know this for just my own reference here. So I don't see any sleigh bells. Where would it be? Where would it be? So I just did these two already. But yeah. So it would be contemporary. Let's see. Okay, so here's another one. Aha. So it's under the contemporary ensembles. I'll have to remember that for next time. But anyways, this is SFSP for Spitfire percussion, symphonic percussion. That's how I label that. Sleigh bells. Okay. And rhythm again is something like this. Okay, so we'll put that mod wheel down a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so let's look at the rhythm one more time. Dun 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 dun, and then next. Dun 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 dun. Okay, and last. Dun 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 dun. So for 2 measures, 3 measures, 2 measures. Okay. Let's see if I can remember that. Let's go back a little bit. You know what? I'm just going to play it without the music. Okay, so there's that. And we're going to go ahead and just fix a little bit of that timing. Here we go. This is what it sounds like with the music. Yeah, my computer's just not liking all the stuff that's happening with the streaming. Usually if I'm not streaming, it's not doing this. but I noticed that it struggles a little bit more when I do that. So yeah, only happens when I'm using everything. It's pretty good. Yeah, good volume. Maybe you can bring up some of that roll. So the roll is dependent on the mod. Something like that. And that might be still a bit much, but yeah, I think that as far as all sleigh bells and samples go, this one is my favorite. Cinna Samples or Cinna Perk has a pretty good one too, but this has a lot more room tone and it's not as abrasive. So we have that. We need to add more though. So let's see what else we're missing. We have we got like a crash cymbal hit right here on beat 3. Piatti. Okay. And then there's also a harp gliss that I don't have, I don't think. Yeah. So we'll add that in. Also, I need to review my harp pedaling. That's another thing I need to look at real quick. Okay. So let's do the Piatti. Piatti. Oops. I think I just have this one. This is my go-to because this has a little bit of everything. Cool. So this is on, and then we're gonna do on the roll. Basically like that. Okay. So looking at the next lines, let's see if there's any other Piatti hits. So there's some kind of cymbal swell that you do at the first part of that sleigh bell eighth notes, and then here, look at that. What's this? High suspended cymbal, it says. Okay. So there's two suspended cymbal hits, or actual suspended cymbals that you do. We'll figure this out, but first one, somewhere right here. Wow, okay. This is kind of it's unfortunate that it keeps bugging because then it messes up with the recording too. Okay, here we go. Okay. Basically, that's what we do on that. That's what it's saying. Okay, so we got that. Crash hit, maybe push that down. Is there any bass drum hits? There should probably be a bass drum hit with our crash, at least. But I don't think it says that, but I mean, that's really more of a taste thing, I would say. Where is it? So that you have this crash here. Yeah. It doesn't say a bass drum, but I'm kind of thinking, let's load in one and just see how that would sound. Bass drum. Okay, which drum though? Maybe this one, a bigger one. Okay, so we got this hit right on here. I'm just gonna draw it in. Okay, that's probably too loud. Anyways, I kind of like that. This one is maybe ahead of the beat too much. What else? Is there that was about it for the percussion. What is now missing is this little harp glissando. So That's what I was going to say. So let's move into my percussion library here, or harp library, I should say. And you can probably see this is the other screen of my computer, or another computer. And on the harp, I kind of have to remind myself how pedaling works again. I'll remember it eventually, but yeah, DCB for the first three, and then EFGA. That's kind of how I have it. DCB, EFGA, DCB, EFGA, DCB, DCB, BE. Okay, so I have to remember how that goes. But the reason why I said that is because this diagram here is saying D flat, C sharp, B natural. Is that right? D flat, C sharp. So we're hitting the same notes essentially here. And then E, F, G, A. E sharp, F natural, G natural, A sharp. A sharp. Okay. B flat. So B flat and A sharp are playing the same note. I said D, C. C sharp, and then C sharp, B flat. Oh, so actually these two notes are not different. Are not the same. Those are two different notes. But yeah, this note and then the last note are actually the same. Okay. I might have to do another just manual roll here. So when I say that, where's my harp? Okay, so over here, I'm just going to take this and kind of do a rough kind of roll here. It actually goes down though. That's unfortunate. A flat to way there. A flat. Okay, and then down here it goes back down to E. Okay, so I think right around here. Okay, so when I was saying I have to like manually do this, well, first off, let's get it to the right vicinity. Let's just delete that. So it's A sharp. So all my A's basically are A sharp. And then B flat. So there's really no B. So we can just delete that. No B. But there's a C sharp. And then what else in that pedaling? D, C, B. Oh man, I'm getting so confused, ain't I? So when I said some of them double, okay, okay. Let's take a step back. D flat is here. I was thinking for some reason B was here again. So it's actually D flat. Okay, let's undo some of this because I don't think that was the right move. So there is a B natural, right? Okay, so there B natural's there, but it should be C sharp. C sharp. Okay, so no D's. That's what needs to be deleted. And let's just see what this spells eventually. So you have that much. Okay. I think I got that correct. And then you have E, F, G is naturaled, and then A sharp. So E, F, G naturals. And let's see how this sounds. That's what it's saying, right? Is it A sharp? And you start on the... Oh, let's see here. Okay, so this pedaling, I was actually on the wrong page, my bad. This pedaling is different. So there's a E sharp in here. Oh man, let's go ahead and just mute this one. Okay, so yeah, that's better. I'm kind of have to fudge this in a little bit. Huh? All right. Okay. So that's that. Let's bring up the volume a little bit on this one. But the thing about this is it goes back down. It's saying to go to like a E on the next page. It goes down to E. So this has to be about like twice as fast, I would say, to get this right. So what I'll do is I'm going to push this over a little bit. And let's time stretch that in a bit. Something, it doesn't have to be perfect, but then we have some room to go the other way down and just copy maybe some of these notes downwards. So we'll go like this. Oops. And basically we flip these over. So this goes down like this. Okay, and then no E? Okay. No E. I'm still trying to figure out what this is spelling. But let's get this first. There's your E. Okay. Oh. Well, I need to like kind of stretch this down. Oops. Like that. And kind of go down a little bit. All right. Let's just hear this by itself. Wow, that's interesting. I'll kind of even this out a little bit more, but yeah, that's okay. So scale-wise, what do we got? So it's like a whole tone scale. What? So it's kind of like a whole tone scale. Where's my D sharp though? I am missing a D sharp, ain't I? And over here, one more time. I just want to see why they chose this. So it's saying D flat, which is C sharp. Yeah, so it's a whole tone scale without the D for some reason. D sharp, just C sharp. Well, anyways, it's a whole tone scale. I don't know why they're taking out the D sharp. That's a mystery, but it works out. I mean, because it makes sense. They, you know, they're playing a boom, bum, bum, bum. They're playing a D sharp in that chord. It's a G sharp minor chord with a D sharp in there, but for some reason they are taking out that D sharp in the harp. Go figure. It could be a typo. I don't know. I've been hearing some typos here and there. Well, not. I mean, according to score, but also with other things. Anyways, okay. So we got that. And then the next page here, we have one other pedaling, which is it the same? It's different. It's slightly different. We have an E natural in here. And that glissando ad lib, it says go up and down. So maybe on this one, I just, I kind of, I should probably take a little bit of this and maybe just go down for the rest of it. So let's find that measure. I think it's about here. I think it's that. Okay, so the problem with this is it's much slower, and it's but you do start lower. So F. somewhere around here. But then you have to retain the relationship with all the pedaling. E natural though, so I'm gonna keep the E natural. This is why I kept it, because now we have E natural in here. And then let's push this over just a little bit. Let's see. Let's take that. Something like that. Yeah, okay. So what am I doing here? I'm going to just take this, push it a little closer, and then let's time stretch this a little bit. At least with harp stuff, this is the way to go for me. So you go something like this, and then maybe I'll just draw it going down. So is it A? What's the highest note it says? Oh, A flat. So yeah, maybe you kind of, you're not just going up all the way. You might go something like that. And anyways, I don't want to go so much in the weeds here, but maybe we just keep it simple. It says to go to A flat though, which is not in the pedaling. Is that weird to me or what? A flat, A flat. Let me just double check this again. In the pedaling, we have B, D, C, B, E, F, G, A. So that is a sharp, I believe, unless the sharps are opposite. They are the opposite. Aha. Okay, so this is my little bad. I think I misread this pedaling as flat. For some reason I thought down was flat, but now I know. So going back to this one, all of this was flipped. So I was saying D sharp. Okay, so D sharp, C flat, B. So there's no C sharp in this, and then this would be okay. So anyways, I gotta fix this because our pedalings are all messed up. It should be A flat, okay, A flat, B natural, C flat, which is no C sharp, but D sharp. Oh man. Okay, but it's still probably playing something like a whole tone scale, maybe. I don't know. Now this will make more sense. To me, I was like, whoa, this is not making sense to me. So you have E natural. Now it's a E sharp, which is F. Okay, so we'll still mute that. G natural, A flat, A flat. Okay, and then same. Actually, okay. So that to me is spelling a G sharp minor chord. Now that I got all my harp stuff in the right order here, this is a good lesson for myself, which is to just review, and this is like a good way to do it, is just learning the hard way. So A flat, or is it A sharp? A sharp, which is a B flat. A sharp, G. Did I do this right in the first? So this note should be here, right? A sharp. But then this is saying A flat. I'm so confused. E, F, G, A. So this would be A flat, right? Okay, A flat. So the ones that are up are supposed to be flat. Okay, so I misread that. So somewhere here I need to move this all over because this is all bunched up. F natural, G natural, but the E sharp. So let's get rid of this F sharp. Okay, and then so on. So then no E, right? Mute that. Huh. But what about the next page? The next page said E natural, didn't it? Oh my gosh, it does. So like at some point maybe the harpist has to pedal and change that. Anyways, okay. This is making more sense, but I have to be really vigilant here. So we got this F, no F sharp, G. There you go. And with everything else. Okay, so that's that. I believe I got those notes. D sharp, no C sharp, just D sharp. Okay. Okay, so that's more or less right. We're missing like a G sharp here, but that's not a big deal. Okay, C sharp, we're missing C sharps. Is there a C sharp? Let me just double check. E, F, D, C, B. Should be C flats. So not C sharp, unless the D is sharped. D sharp, C flat, right? So there is no C, which is here. So what's the C sharp? Would that be D flat? Okay, so that first note is D sharp. D sharp, D sharp. So no C sharps. No C sharps. Okay, well, there's that. Okay, moving on. So that was a cluster of some sort. Okay, going here, same thing. D sharp, C flat. Oh man, here we go. Doing it all over again. So, but then you want to start on F, it says. D, so no C sharp, but is a D sharp. Yeah. Okay, then you have E, F, G, natural, A sharp. A sharp. D sharp, da, 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 D sharp. Okay. All right, now let's go backwards. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's see here. Maybe bring that down just a bit, but same idea. D sharp, no C, A sharp. There you go. Hey, Cheyenne. Cheyenne's in the house, everyone. You have this. G, F, E. Okay. Something like that, right? Okay. Internet's acting funny. No. Well, thanks for stopping by, Sam. Okay, so that's sort of the idea there. And I think that's important because this is sort of playing the notes of the chromatic run of the Woodwinds. And I would imagine you kind of want the harp to move similar to what the Woodwinds are doing, but not quite either. So I mean, you can keep it like this, or you can play around with it and do more fun stuff. But that was a good lesson in harp pedaling for me because holy crap, I always thought for some reason that the pedals below were flatted, but it's vice versa. So, okay, where are we at on time? It is 10 o'clock. Wow, 2 hours went by just like that. So I'm a little bit discouraged here on when we could get through to the next section, but what we'll do is we'll start this next section today, and then let's see where it goes from there. So I think we got everything as far as the percussion. We got our fun little harp pedaling, our glissando, I should say. But let's go to the next part. So the next part now is here, and then we have this next page, sorry. Is it right here? Oh, it's right here. So looking at the strings, you have a little run with the violas, and then you also have that doubling with the clarinet to some degree, even a bassoon. So I kind of want to start there just because it's fun. There's a lot of notes. And let's see how far that goes. Look at the viola line and clarinets. Okay, so then it kind of veers off. So after about here, it stops and it keeps going. And then it goes, whoa, hello. And there's a lot more. So at 154, we kind of have this big ending. Let's listen to that now. So I'm going to skip forward to the recording, the original recording. Press play. Right there. So you can call this like an interlude, or so the bridge, or B section. Whatever this is, it kind of sounds like Star Wars as well. Has that feel to it. So there's a lot going on. But what I should say is after 154, you kind of do the same melody. Dun, 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 dun. And on that 154 measure, let's see what key we're in. Let's look at the Celeste, because that's easy. So you have C flat. Bum, 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 bum. So the C flat is going back to this one. Sorry, right here, I mean. I think that's C flat. Let me just double check. Nope, that's E minor. Is it over where the next time it comes back in? I think that's the one in C flat. If not, you can shoot me. Just kidding. A minor? Oh, okay. So C minor. What am I thinking then with the C minor stuff? C minor. This is B flat minor. Okay, well, I guess there's no C minor. Do I have any notes here? No, I don't. Okay. Well, I guess so. Yeah, we're constantly morphing and transposing or modulating here with that same melody. So that maybe I'll write it in so I don't forget. It looks like it was in C minor for this one. C minor. Okay. Without further ado, let's do a run of viola. And let's start with this library right here. Okay, so hopefully this won't go too long, but we'll pick our articulation, which would be this one here, and let's put it in marcato legato. Now we're going to do triplets. So triplets in eighth notes, like that. Okay, so I'm going to go whoop. And let's go whoop. Bring this in. Like so. Maybe like that. Okay, so what we got to do is zoom out, go back to this measure right here where the viola is. And I don't know why I'm picking viola. It's so hard to transpose. But, you know, this is a exercise in patience. So we're going to go C. I already have that. Okay. C and then B. Okay, and then I think I messed up on that note. That's a G sharp. Okay, so last but not least, after that G sharp, you go back up. All right, and then zoom out, zoom in. Okay, here we go. We are on 141. That's G, right? Oops. Yep. Oops. Okay, next page. Right? C. Okay. Yep. Oh, but there's a E flat in there. Oops. And then back to E flat. Oops. Okay, so let's just hear that much. And as I do this, I need to overlap these notes. So I'm missing that first note. For some reason, that first note got deleted. What's the first note? C. All right. So on that C and onwards, we'll do a little overlapping. We'll do some marcato. And here, how's that go? Okay, something like that, right? I think I might have gotten one accidental wrong. Let me just double check here. So there was a accidental here. Let's just see if I did that right. It was the first time I have an E flat. Okay. All right, so let's see what I did. Yeah, I did E natural when it should be E major. All right, sorry, E flat. So right here. That makes sense. Okay. That felt wrong to me. Okay, so after this, okay, then we have this little break. You have back to your eighth note, and just short. Well, yeah, this is not treble clef, right? So that is an F G. Okay, and then we'll assign this to just like a staccatissimo, something like that. Okay. I'm just gonna program the rest of this in like that. So we have A flat, yes, A flat, G, E flats. All right, and that's C. Okay. Probably Marcatos on. Ah, man, that's interesting. Slurring. Let's just go Marcato on this part. Okay. And then more of this eighth note triplet fun. Let's go back to this right here. And let's start jamming. So we have this run here. What is that? B flat. This is playing the wrong articulation though. It's not a problem right now, but I'm just gonna start it. So we have that. Okay. Next page. Zoom in just a little more. Okay, after that we do oops. Right. And then how's the E flat? And then your last note, might as well add that in, is an A. No? Is that right? A should be. No. Did I get it flipped? Is it supposed to be C? That makes more sense. That's in tenor clef. Haha. In tenor clef would have been A. That's where I get mixed up. Okay, so let's add that all as just a marcato like we had earlier, and do a little bit of overlap of that. Okay. Something like that. Although it probably is better just to keep it marcato here because of the scripting. Yeah, it doesn't bleed over with the other preceding note there. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff. I think, overall with the dynamics, it's okay where it's at. What else can we add that would be pertinent to what we're doing here? I mean, I guess we could just see if it doubles with our clarinets. So, for instance, if I pull this up here, maybe I should go back a page. It's so far away, so it's kind of hard to see everything. But maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of cheat here. Rather than looking at notes and notes, I'm going to look at piano roll and then the notes. Also, I'm not sure why that was there. Okay, so clarinet 1 and the viola should be on par with each other. I'm just going to look measure by measure real quick. C, B. Hopefully you can see that measure, the last two there. We have CB, yep. Next measure. Yeah, so far so good. I'm assuming it's just doubling. But it doesn't hurt to just check and be thorough about it. And also, there might be, like I might be catching a typo here and there doing it this way. So this one is a little different, unless I'm on the wrong measure, but it looks like this, we're at 140. Doesn't really say what measure we're on here, but going back, this one changes. So, or does it? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't change. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Yeah. Okay. So far so good. But here it's kind of weird. On the second beat of 140, as you can see, the viola is going down and then up, whereas this one is going up and then down. So let's just see if I'm on the right page, because it looks like I'm not. Did I go back a page too much, or am I on the wrong measure? Let's see. All right. So we got 139, 140. 139, 140. Okay, so 140 is actually at the end of this line here, huh? So maybe I'm looking at the wrong measure. Oh boy. So going up and to the next part. So I should be here at 140. Let's go to the next page. So I was looking at the wrong measure. Okay, so here to here we have this. Okay, now we're in sync again. Next page, we have next measure, I should say. We have a little bit of difference here, which is really weird to me. Okay, so we split here, right? Because at 142, this is a D, concert D and clarinet, but here it changes. Let me see the viola line. Unless I had a typo. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I do. So it should be C. So I got a little typo there. And this is a B natural. Okay. Let's go back up. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Great. Whew. Crisis averted. So we have all this. Yep. This is what happens when you do score study. You go crazy. I don't miss those days too much when I was a teacher, but yeah, this stuff is you can spend hours and hours doing score study, which is good. It's really good for you. But yeah, your eyes kind of glaze over after a while. So you have this. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is all in sync. Let's see if the next page, though, at 146 is the same as well, because I remember this veers off a little bit. So it looks like that's the case. I'm not sure if I'm the right measure, though. 154. So this is 3, 2, 151. Okay, so I'm actually on the wrong page. My bad. I think this is 150, 149, 148, 147, 146. So here we're good. Okay, and then it pauses, much like the viola. But the viola, if you go down, dun, 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 right here, the viola also pauses, but it keeps playing a little bit. But then going back up to what the clarinet's doing, clarinet comes back in with the viola on the triplets, which is this one right here. So let's just double check that real quick, which is B flat. Yep, B flat concert pitch. So I'm assuming that is all correct. Let's go over the next one. Okay, last page. On this measure 151, this is all the same. And then right here, you have this little funky run. 153 is a little bit of a funky run, I would say. It's like a rhythmic modulation or something. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're good. I think all of that's actually as it should. So let's go ahead and put that into the mix with the clarinet. So clarinet 1 is doubling, as I mentioned here. Let's just add that in. Clarinet 1, clarinet 2. I mean, we could essentially do both. Let's just double check here on clarinets. I know clarinet 1 was doubling for the most part, but clarinet 2 does something a little different. Maybe not. Maybe not. It just says go to bass clarinet on the 3rd. Okay, so interesting. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll just double them up. All right, and then the viola and clarinet side by side. One thing I should do real quick is push these forward a little bit, just on the end. And then, oops, let's take out the viola and let's get rid of this little thing. Okay, good. Now it's a bit loud. I can see why. Gotta get rid of this and this and this. Same thing with this. Okay. All right. So let's hear that in context. Nice. We might have to shape this later. I wouldn't shape it now just because of the we're out of context. And also my bassoon was stuck for some reason. But yeah, that sounds great. One other thing that I'd like to do before going, zoom out, is maybe we add the, man, I'm debating what we should do. Maybe we add the melody just to get some context going, because once we have the melody in, we can kind of fill in the gaps. Okay, so what do we do? Let's go to our flute. It says flute with violins, I think. It's kind of blurry, but I'm assuming down here you have violin 1 and 2 playing in unison. Yes. Also Celeste. And also whatever this is, vibraphone, I think. Or Glockenspiel, one of the two. Let me go back and just double check. Right here. Glockenspiel. So we're still in Glockenspiel with that. So Celeste, sorry, I'm a little lost here. Is this it? So yeah, right here we have the Glockenspiel and Celeste playing together with, again, violin 1, 2, and piccolo, or actually flute. It says 2 flute in really blurry letters there, but yeah. Okay, so well, do I have an instrument? Oops, sorry. So I do. This is not the right instrument, but I'll play a little bit of the notes here so we can hear that in context. Okay, sorry. And then next page. Boom. All right. Ba-da-da-da. I'll sing that other part. But yeah, let me get the either piano or violin out. Let's go to this one here. Okay, here's a violin, maybe two. Let me try one more time. Yeah, so blurry, but let me go up. That should be a E flat, no? Ba-da-da-na-na. I guess that's right. Okay, and then next. Or and then oops. So let me what this E is kind of throwing me off. Oh, it goes way down. Okay, I see. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. So then you go to that E. Oops. Sorry. And then or and then da 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 da. Let's see. That last part. What's that last note? So it's like a G major. Is that right? You got a G and then. Okay, let's here put that into context with everything else. That one's kind of a jumpy line, so it's kind of hard to play that, I would say. But let's see what we can do here. What I'm going to do is I'll probably play it in a little bit slower, or a lot slower in this case. And shall we do both of these? Okay, so we have this, and maybe I actually started a measure later, so 1, 2. Okay, so there's that first one, right? Might as well put both of those in, and then I'll push this measure in after. It's just a little easier to get this because of the overlap here. And then over on the next part, we have let me actually re-record that. Oops. Okay, and moving on, wrong note. Okay, let me write the faders in. Oh, sorry. I thought that was G sharp, G flat. I mean, so and so on. So then let's add this in here. All right, so we got that, and then this is where it trips me up. This is like a C minor chord, but it's kind of hard to play that like that. Okay, let's see if I can do it. And then the last one is something like that. Oops. And then, oh man, I have to do this one at a time. Okay, so there's that those arpeggios, and then going into the last part, maybe I can just program this part in. You go D, da, C. Okay. And then what happens? Then you go 2 measures over, 1, and it's like 1 octave lower. Same thing, G, C. Okay, and then after that, it's doubling what looks like the viola line and unison with violin 2. Let's look at the next page in measures. So we were saying it's in unison with viola here with this little run. So I would assume this is also going along for the ride here. Yeah. Okay, and then here, same thing. That looks like it's in unison all the way to where that C is. Okay, good. So that actually saves us some time once we add that in. So we'll just put that all in there with it. And then that was a little rough. Timing might not be the best, but let's put it into real time now. And I will go ahead and grab all of these notes that I just did and put it in, let's say, marcato for something like this. Okay, so marcato. Let's look at the timing real quick. Okay, so this one's a little bit tricky with the run and the way the samples sound, I should say, but it's not bad. I'm wondering if there's like a better articulation. For instance, we could go for like these notes. We can go like short, staccato maybe. It just sounds so perfect and good that it doesn't. It sounds a little wrong. I'm trying to think of ways to help with that. I don't know. Anyways, that's the idea. So then, if that's the case, let me maximize here. Let's take this and just copy it over. Okay. And then, as that's playing, oh yeah, this is actually 1 measure in, right? So I mentioned I need to push this over. So let's do that right now. That's it. Okay. Sorry, I need to fix a few things. This needs to go over. All right. It's pretty good volume. I'm just debating if it's too loud or anything. So right here, it's being brought up. I would say, sure. What if we sort of kept that? The only problem is down here it drops again. So what if we just brought it down 1 or 2? I don't know. I kind of liked it a little louder. Let's now put this into a few other instruments. One was, let me just do one of these actually. One was I believe, flute or piccolo. It was flute. Flute solo. Okay. This one probably can go down just a little bit. I'm not sure about this run. I'm going to mute that. Okay, so flutes in there. There's also Celeste and Glockenspiel. So let's add that into the mix. Celeste, which I'm layering to, and then Glockenspiel, which is right here. Okay, so same thing. We just gotta level it, make sure that there's this isn't too loud, so to speak. I'm not sure if that does anything. Yeah, I guess the mod wheel doesn't do anything, so we'll delete that. Maybe for here we bring that down. Okay, let's just solo that. Okay, and then also with the mallets, the attack is much more responsive, I would say. So because most of these are in eighths and sixteenths, maybe we could make this work a little bit. Yeah, so not all of it's going to be perfectly timed, but that kind of helps a little bit with the timing. Okay, all right, well, there's a lot going on there. Yeah, so there's stuff happening there. And then like the last thing that I'll do for is to just add like a little timpani hit. Boom, boom, boom. I know there's tuba, but I'll just do the timpani just to kind of give ourselves some drama. Is that it? There's timpani again right here. But that's it. So we got 3 hits here. One, boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's just add that in real quick. So we have timpani, I should say. Timpani going here. And I think that's right. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So you got that. Yeah, that adds a lot. Just adding a little hit there, and then there's another one that comes up a little bit later. Let's see. Dun, 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 on that part. Dun, on the first time. 1, dun, 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 dun. C, C, C. And then here, G, 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 all the way over until beat 4. Oh, and there's a roll too. So maybe we add that as well. Okay. Let's see if I remember that. I probably won't. But it at least gives me some context here. Okay. All right, so next. Da, 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 na. I feel like I'm missing that in the violins. Oh, it's actually right here. Okay, sorry. So this is a whole measure behind. And I'm gonna flip back. So it's on beat 2, right? Beat 2. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's right. Let's just get him in the right rhythm. Whoa, hello. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I see. Sometimes my wheel on the mouse will do that. Okay, so yeah, that's good. And then let's just keep going. Something like that, right? A lot of latency right now. It looks like with the streaming and all these notes, it's kind of struggling here. So we have this with eighth notes. And I'll just kind of do a quick quantize. Maybe not. Okay, so there you go. And then there's a roll somewhere, and then there's a hit on C. I'm just gonna get this all programmed in. So then we have another one here, and you have something like this. I think there's a roll right around there. Okay, and the roll, I think it's just one measure long, according to the score. We can always check it with the recording. Apparently, it's just one measure with starting on beat 2. Something like that. Okay, so that's sort of our rest point for today. I'm gonna just play this little part that we just worked on and see how that jives all together. I know with the flutes and Celeste, they stop doubling here, which I did accurately. The clarinets don't, but everyone else don't double up anymore. And I'm gonna just double check now to see if the flutes also stop doubling somewhere else here. Well, no, that's good. And then Celeste as well. Oh, I guess Celeste and Glockenspiel. Oh no, this is now vibraphone. Anywho, Celeste does this kind of run that I'm missing out. Is it important to do? I kind of want to just like, if I have the chance to just finish it, I should. Ay. So I think we should do that. Which is another thing I missed out on is the Celeste is doubling up here one octave below. So maybe two people are playing it, or as one person, but with a lot of chops they're being able to do that. So this looks like it's doubled. Okay, so let's look at this run. And I see Emperor of Cheese. Hey, how's it going, man? Emperor of Cheese. What a name. So we have this right here, Celeste. Okay, so Celeste is the name of the game. I'm just going to finish this off, actually, before anything else. We have somewhere previous, by the way, there was an octave, so I got to remember that. Oh, so right when the second melody comes in. Hey, yeah, doing well. I'm glad you're doing all as well. It's been a while. I'm glad that we're still streaming and being able to Twitch and YouTube Live at the same time, so it's been fun. I should mention that there has been a lot of copyright strikes for this one, or just like kind of copyright notices, and so because of that, it has been muting in some territories and also on Twitch. I do apologize for that inconvenience for anyone that's watching, but on my YouTube live, generally you could watch it without any interruptions. And I mean, for the most part, if you're in a territory that you can see it, then you can watch the whole thing. Okay, so anywho, I keep digressing here. Let's just go to this part. Okay, this is the part that is doubling up on the octaves. All right, and then there's this little run. So let's just get that going. So we have trying to think of the best fingering for this. That's not really an ideal one, actually. Okay, all right. So let's just punch this in with stair step. That's it. In 16th notes, though, isn't it? Let me try that again. 16th notes. Play it a little better. All right, so there's that. Oh, okay, so I'm not the only one then. Emperor of Cheese is saying everyone's stuck up on the copyright stuff with you know, the streaming. Yeah, and this is an educational channel, so you know, I sometimes I'll appeal and try to say, hey, this is you know, like fair use. I'm not trying to like infringe on anything. I still give everyone credit where the credit's due. But yeah, even then, it's a little tricky. So this is actually an octave higher. Okay, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Now there's that run, and then there's also this. Whoa, hello. It's the same thing, but it's an octave lower on the second time. Okay. Oh, and let's grab the other one. Right here. Okay. So that's what that would sound like. That's about right volume-wise, because I mean, once you hear trumpets and all the horns and brass, that's gonna be piled down anyways. But sounds good. I'm liking where this is going. So let's go ahead and listen to the whole thing of this new section first, and then I'll play back where we left off. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so we'll add everything else to that for the next section. After that, I played back the original recording, but the original recording has, you know, this motif, dun 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 dun. No, it comes back full force on that moment. So this, we should maybe make a name for this one. This is kind of like the, I don't know, like the crisis or some kind of adversity. Maybe that's a better word. So you're facing adversity right here at 137 to 154. And then on this, I should mention this is the theme again. I don't know what you call this theme, but anyways, let's go back and play this from here now. So I'm gonna go and actually, let's go ahead and play it from the very beginning. How about that? Let's play it from the beginning. I do apologize that my computer is not is struggling a little bit. It's not where it should be. So there might be times this will kind of lag a bit. So forgive that. And here we go. Let's go ahead and press play. This is where we left off here. So we're missing a lot of stuff on this section. And boom. Okay, and that leaves us at 154, measure 154, with another 50 measure to go. But wow, today was a very slow-paced one to finish off the previous section. Man, those woodwinds are brutal. But we're out of that, and now we're in the adversity section of this piece. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next ones. We'll try to get this one finished by the end of the month, and then maybe I'll definitely take a break. I'll be going on a little honeymoon venture, so it'll be a lot of fun. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate all the support. We will see you next week. Take care.